Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Knitting Pastor podcast. I am your host, Heather, and I am coming to you from rural mid-Michigan, where I serve as a licensed local pastor to two small member congregations in the United Methodist Church. I live in a parsonage, which is a home owned by one of those churches near one of them, with my two children, Abby, who is 14, and Philip, who is 10, and our Rhodesian Ridgeback Flint. So for those of you who are checking me out for the first time, I want to say welcome. Thank you for joining me. For those of you who are coming back, it's so good to see you again, and thank you for coming back to spend another week with me. For those of you who are just checking this out for the first time, I just want to give you kind of an idea of what this is. This is not a traditional podcast where I just sit down and record once throughout the whole week, or once and then that's it. Instead, I call it a vlogcast because it is shorter vlogs, shorter videos put together throughout the course of the week, and then I put them together in one video. This works a lot better for me with my schedule because I do have quite a bit on my plate, and it helps me keep content out there and keep things a little bit different and interesting so it's not exactly the same every time. Although recently it feels like it's been exactly the same every time with all this going on. So today is Friday, July 10th, and we are still rampant in the coronavirus pandemic. Michigan is seeing some rise in cases, but it's not really exploding right now. So we haven't had any restrictions rolled back or anything like that. So if you are in a part of the country where you are seeing a lot of new cases, I hope that you are staying safe and doing all of those things that you need to do to protect yourself and to protect others. This has certainly been a very strange year, and a lot of things are just really, really weird right now. I haven't really been getting up to a whole lot because of classes and the pandemic and all of that fun stuff. So there's not a whole lot of news to report as far as what's been going on. We have been back in our sanctuaries now for 2 weeks with a lot of restrictions and limitations, and it's kind of strange, but it really is the best way to be going about it right now. I'm still not super comfortable with it, but it is what it is. And I also have been once a week at each church. I hang out in the parking lot in the morning for people who want to come by and chat because we're not really hanging out in the church buildings. And that's been working out really well for one of my churches in particular because the people who aren't comfortable coming into the building have been coming to that. So we've been able to interact and talk to each other that way. So that's been a good thing, I think. But anyway, enough about life type stuff, and let me talk a little bit about my knitting. So really this is primarily about knitting, but you get glimpses into just my personal life and then my ministry as well, but it really does focus on knitting. And what I want to show you at the beginning has just kind of been my progress, and then at the end I show you how I've done throughout the week. And I really have only been working on one thing, and that is Helen Stewart's Stillness MKAL. And I finished Clue 2 last night, and Clue 3 came out yesterday, so I was able to catch up. For those of you who are watching for the first time, there was some issues with the post office and getting my yarn for this, so I didn't get to start it as soon as I would have liked. So I've been really playing catch up with trying to catch up on the knitting for this. So that's really all I have been working on. So I'm not even going to bother to show you the socks that I have on my needles because they haven't changed since the last time. I might show them at the end just for anybody who hasn't watched before or something like that. So I'm going to start by showing you the yarn that I am using, and then when I show you the shawl, I'll give you a chance to look away if you don't want spoilers. Although when this comes out, Clue 4 will be out and I'm done with Clue 2. So it's probably not a big deal, but I don't want to ruin anything for anybody. So the yarn that I'm using is from Birch Fibers. And this is the first time I've used this dyer, and I am so pleased with the yarn that I have, and the way the colors are working together is perfect. So I highly recommend Robin from Birch Fibers, and there will be a link down below. That's where my show notes are. They're not real show notes, but I will put in links to yarn that I'm using, patterns that I'm talking about, there. So if you're interested, you can check that out. So color A is this beautiful navy blue color, and this is called Ball Gown. So that's my color A. Color B is this gorgeous blue-gray that has a bit of green undertones to it, and this is called Slated. And color C is this lovely speckled yarn on kind of a neutral base with some gray in there and some black, and then there are some other bits of color, like there's some purple that pops in and a little bit of red and some pink. So it's got a lot of colors in there that are just really, really subtle. And this one is called Winter, which is exactly what it looks like. So this is the palette that I'm using. So there you can see right there, they really do go together really, really well. And they're knitting up in this pattern beautifully. And that's always one of the risks with MKALs, is because you don't know for sure what it's going to look like, right? So you're not 100% sure how everything is going to come together. So now I'm going to show you my progress. As I said, I have finished clue 2. So if you are not done with clue 2 and you don't want spoilers, then I will encourage you to look away at this point. So here we are. This is the progress thus far. So clue 1, just to give you an idea, went through all of this to right here was clue 1. And then clue 2 has been this section here. And I'm going to try to kind of show this a little bit. It's hard to see because things are not blocked and it is a dark color. But you can maybe kind of see there that pattern. Really simple, easy to work, but you did kind of have to pay attention to it. And then this is the ending of clue 2, is just this bit right here. So as I said, I think the colors are, just be careful I don't want to drop any stitches, because that always stinks. The colors are working up really nicely together, and I really, really, really like this quite a bit. So today you can look back again if you looked away. So I'm going to start clue 3 today, and keep working on that. And that's all that I've been working on. And it was, apart from the one section, it was pretty good to do as far as like when I'm reading stuff for class. I would just kind of go while I was reading, and that was how I was able to get enough done. And I got a lot done because we watched Hamilton, which came out on Disney Plus last weekend. And I waited for the kids to come home, and then we watched it Tuesday, and just enjoyed getting to watch Hamilton. And that was really fun. And in fact, I'm watching it again because I just wanted to. So that is that. That's all I have for right now. So I will check in with you guys a little bit later. Hi guys, it is Saturday now, July 11th, and today my cousin is having some people over. She lives on a lake, and so because we haven't really been able to be together as a family, she invited people to come over to the lake and spend some time like outside basically, and they have a pontoon. And do some outdoor things, and then we're gonna like grill and stuff like that. So that is kind of the plan for today. I'm picking up Philip on my way, and Abby was supposed to come with me, but I don't really know exactly what happened, but now her dad isn't letting her come, and that's really frustrating, and I'm really kind of having a hard time with that. I don't want to go into it a whole lot here, just because this is, a public thing, and it's not necessarily relevant, but I'm having a hard time with it. I want to go and I want to see my family, but that whole situation just kind of makes me not want to go. Not because of my family, but just because of the way that I feel now that that's not happening. And I found that out like late last night. So I'm a little frustrated with that, and I feel sad, really. But Philip will enjoy it. He'll have a good time, and I will get to see my cousins who I haven't seen probably since Christmas because of all of this. And we usually see each other fairly regularly. We don't live that far apart, so we usually get together somewhat regularly. So I'm going to try and not let my disappointment surrounding Abby kind of cloud too much of it. I know my family is going to be really disappointed, and I think that's part of it too. So, yeah, I'm going to still try to have a good day and enjoy myself a little bit. Last night, I watched Hamilton again. I just kind of needed something that might pick me up a little bit. And I decided that I would, since I was so close to being done with my first Vapour sock, that I just go ahead and finish it. And so I did. I finished my first Vapour sock. It is done. This is what the pattern looks like. And I have not cast on the second one yet. I probably won't for a little bit because of the Stillness MKAL shawl that's going on. I did start Clue 3 yesterday, so I have done a little bit of Clue 3. I have some vanilla socks that I will take with me to my cousins, and I may very well knit on those while I am there because they're vanilla and they can just go around and around. And I can talk to people and interact and stuff. So that's the plan for the knitting that I'm going to bring with me today to the lake. And yeah, so I've got to go. I've got to stop at the store real quickly and pick up a couple of things to bring with me. And then I'm getting Philip and then I'm heading that way. So I will check in with everybody a little bit later. So it is now Monday evening, July 13th, and Philip has just gone to bed, and I think I'm actually going to go to bed too, because I am just really feeling pretty tired lately. I think it's the stress of everything that has just kind of sapping a lot of my energy. And I had a pretty full day today. I had class today, which we're meeting on Zoom, because obviously we're still not meeting in person or doing anything like that. So I had class, and then I had a small group at one of my churches this evening, and I'm just tired, and just tired from all of this. This is all just been so stressful, and it doesn't seem to be getting any better. Our governor on Friday issued an executive order that masks are now required when you're out in public, and that went into effect today. It doesn't really change anything for us because we've already been wearing masks in public, and we already wear masks at church and do all of that, so that isn't really impacting us, but it's definitely going to start to impact other people. And I really struggle with why it's a big deal to put a mask on. I don't get it. It's just wear a mask, please. If that's what it takes, let's do it so that maybe our kids can go back to school this fall and maybe something can start to feel normal again, because months and months of all of this is definitely taking a toll on everybody, so that has been that happened here, and I think I'm going to bed because I just really am wiped out. I haven't done a whole lot of talking yet throughout the week. I have been taking some video of various random things that have been going on, because we're still not doing a whole heck of a lot, and I'm still pretty leery to do much of anything with things on the rise. I'm starting to hear more people are starting to know people who are coming down with a virus. So it's definitely still happening, and it's definitely still out there. It's just, I think, moved beyond the big urban centers in our area and is starting to move into the rural areas, and so it's becoming, it's a different type of spread, but it's here and it's still happening. So I'm gonna get some sleep, and I will talk to you guys in another day or so. Hi guys, it's Thursday morning, July 16th, and last night, I think it was last night, I'm losing track of my days, I finished clue 3 for my Stillness MKAL, so I wanted to show that to you guys, because the 4th clue came out this morning, and I want to get started on it, but I wanted to show you clue 3 before I did all of that. So if you don't want spoilers, I would advise you to look away at this time, and I'm going to show it. So here we have the current Stillness MKAL going. I'll try to show you a close-up. This section right here was clue 3. I don't know how well you can see the texture there, but I'm really, really pleased with how this is knitting up. So I'm looking forward to getting started on clue 4. There are 5 clues in total, so next week will be the final clue, and we'll know how the whole pattern is. So if you're looking away, you can look back now. But yeah, I've really enjoyed it. It's really been a very relaxing knit, really what I think Helen Stewart wanted it to be. So I've really been pleased with that. And I think I'm going to go now and start clue 4. Hello! So today is now Saturday, July 18th, and I thought I would wrap up the vlog today because tomorrow on Sunday it's supposed to be like really rainy and stormy, and as far as lighting and recording the end of this, I thought that this would just be a better time to just do it and get it done with. And I'm not sure what's going on tomorrow as far as the kids and coming home, so I figured I might as well just wrap it up today, and it's not like anything is happening that we're missing out on, so thought I'd just cap things off. This past week, we did a little bit more, still safely, of course. We spent a little bit of time with family, and that I did not worry about a whole lot because, one, we were outside. My cousin lives on a lake, and so we were outside like the whole time when we were there, and pretty much everyone in my family has been staying home and wearing a mask when they go out. So we've all been doing the same thing and really limiting who we have in contact with, and so we felt pretty good about it being a safe thing to do. Cases in Michigan are still kind of going up. In my county in particular, we seem to be kind of in not the greatest spot. Still not as bad as a lot of the southern states, and our governor did issue, mandatory mask wearing orders. So hopefully that will help and people comply with them, and maybe we can get this thing under control. Now we're kind of looking at what is the fall going to look like for the kids in school. and it's still up in the air. They've sent out a couple of things kind of with some ideas. Nothing has been decided yet, and we don't have to decide anything at this time. I want to talk to my kids and kind of see where they're at. Abby was supposed to have the beginning of like marching band stuff was supposed to start next week with like limited time together and not the whole band. But now that's even been pushed back, and that's not going to happen until school starts. So there's still a lot that we don't know what's going to end up happening in the fall. So lots of question marks, as I'm sure it is for many people, no matter where you are at. If you are in a part of the world where you have this under control, good job. We don't seem to be able to get it together in the US, which is really frustrating. So we don't know what fall will look like at this time. I have a lot of mixed feelings about it. You know, on the one hand, I know it would be safer to keep my kids home and just do everything online. But on the other hand, from a, educational perspective, Abby's in high school. That stuff is hard for me to instruct her in. And, missing that in-person instructional time definitely makes a difference. Plus all of the social aspects that they're missing out on and the impact that it's, having on them, their mental health. So I don't really know what the best course of action is. Probably some sort of a hybrid scenario, but I don't know. I know how hard it was to decide what to do with the churches. I can't even imagine trying to make that decision as far as like the governor or the school district. So hats off to everyone involved in that, because there isn't a good answer, really. I mean, there isn't. Until we have this under control, we don't have a good answer. So God bless all of you if you are in the education field, because it's a mess. It's all a mess. Let's stop talking about that and let's talk about some knitting, shall we? First, I'm going to show you my Vapour socks from Helen Stewart, which is the 5th pair of socks in her Handmade Sock Society Season 3. The next one comes out next Tuesday. I don't think I'm going to be casting it on, because I'm not done with the Vapour socks, and I'm still in the middle of the mystery knit along. But I did finish one of those socks. Since I was so close to being done, I just decided, you know what? I'm going to finish it. I also had finished clue 3. Yeah, clue 3. So it made sense I finished this before I finished clue 3. But anyway, I just decided to go ahead and finish it, get it done, and here it is. This is the first Vapour sock by Helen Stewart. It is a very pretty motif. I really like it quite a bit. The yarn is yarn that I dyed myself. It doesn't have a colorway name. It's just blue. It's a very much like a deep sea kind of blue. It just is I really like the color of it. It turned out brighter than I originally intended it to be, but I'm okay with it because I still like the color. And then, after I finished clue 3, that's what I was trying to get at, I did cast on the second one. I'm not very far. I have the cuff and like the first pattern repeat done. And that's it on that sock. So I doubt I will be casting on whatever the 6th sock is going to be. That'll have to wait, which is fine. Not a big deal. My other project that I've been working on is the Stillness Mystery Knit Along. And I did finish clue 3, which I did show you saw earlier, and I have started clue 4. So this is going to be a spoiler for anybody who is knitting it and hasn't started clue 4 or doesn't want to know. This is a spoiler, so I will encourage you to look away. I'm going to show it. I won't describe anything in detail, but I am going to show it. So go ahead and look away. And here we are. I really, really like how this is knitting up. I really like all of the colors. how it is playing. Here is clue 4 happening after clue 3, clue 4. There are now a lot of stitches on the needles, so one row really takes a very long time to do. You can look back now if you were looking away. I'm going to go grab the other 2 balls of yarn and I'll show you the color. The yarn that I'm using is from Birch Hollow Fibers, which I'm pretty sure I mentioned all of this at the beginning and I'm saying it all again. So sorry about that for the repeating. It's been a week since I recorded. It hasn't been a week since you've watched it, but it's been a week since I reported. Color A is this beautiful navy blue called Ball Gown. Color B is this really pretty blue-gray with a bit of like a sagey green kind of cast to it. And this is called Slated. Color C is this beautiful speckled yarn on a natural base with all sorts of more neutral kind of speckles going on throughout it. And this is called Winter. And it's a really, really nice combination of colors. They really play off each other very well. Robin of Birch Hollow Fibers did a fantastic job with this kit. And all of the kits that I looked at looked like they were all going to be beautiful as well. I haven't necessarily looked to see what other people are knitting from her. I should do that because I think that the colors just really work very well together. They look fantastic in this shawl. It's a palette that I really like. So I really, really have been enjoying this a lot. And it's really been meditative and relaxing in a stressful time. So, and something that for the most part I've been able to work on while I've been reading for school, which is why I think I've been able to stay kind of caught up with it. So that has been my knitting. And yeah, clue 5 comes out next week, which is the last clue. And then the reveal will happen. So I'm hoping that it'll be done, in the next week or so, or, week or so. About a week after clue 5 comes out, I'm hoping I'll be able to get it done. It's been pretty easy to stay kept up with because it has been stuff that I can, work on while I am reading or when I've had just some time where we've watched a movie or something like that. I can really work on it quite a bit. And then the other thing that I did this week is I did a Zoom knit time with my really good friend who lives in North Carolina. That was a lot of fun and really awesome. She is also working on this shawl as well, so that was a lot of fun to knit with her and her daughter, and I think it's something that we need to do more often because it was fun, and why not? That is all that I have for you this week. Thank you so much for watching, for being a part of this crazy pandemic process in my life. I hope you like what you saw. And if you did, you can like and subscribe below. As always, notes, links to the patterns and the yarn will be in the down bar below. I am still linking to patterns on Ravelry because I don't really have another way to do that at this point in time. I'm really hoping, I haven't talked about what's going on with Ravelry. I'll have to try to remember to do that next time. I'm really hoping that Ravelry makes some changes to their site and responds to the feedback that they're getting. I know they launched a new look to their website. I hated it right away. I didn't like the aesthetic of it. But then I was finding myself, when I would look at it, I would start to get a headache. And I don't have vision problems. But I know a lot of people have had a lot of problems with it causing migraines and even seizures in a couple of instances. So it is definitely something that needs to be examined. I immediately switched it back to the old format so that it was usable because right now it's really the best tool that we have. So I really hope that the designers of Ravelry respond and they do something about it so that it is actually usable again and they listen to their community. Because who are you without your community? So I guess I just talked about it, but I might go into it a little bit more if I remember. So the links are still sending you to Ravelry. If you do have some vision problems and it is an issue for you, don't click on the links. And until I come up with a better way to kind of link to those patterns, or if I know that those patterns are available in another place, I'll work on getting those links together. So I apologize for that if that is problematic for anybody. It's what I have to work with at the moment, and hopefully it will get better. That is my hope. So anyway, that is all. I will be back with you guys again in 2 weeks. Until then, I hope you all stay healthy and stay safe and keep knitting, and I'll talk to you then. Bye.